Good afternoon, all Russ boy here. Hope you're well. It's Friday, it's the end of the week, and there's a chance to kick back and hopefully relax and have a lovely weekend, albeit the weather looking pretty piss poor, with the emphasis on piss. So I apologise if you don't like swear language, but hey, that's just the way it is. Guys, I want to have a chat today about the tale of two clients. Much like Shakespeare's Tale of Two Cities, two very different stories, two very different clients, but actually pretty much the same outcome. So let me talk about client number one. And this may not be client number one, maybe prospective client number one, or it may be you. And it's something I want you to consider if it is you, and perhaps how you can think a little bit differently in future. So client number one says to me, what if I did this instead? And I'm not going to be specific about do this instead is, but I just want you to sort of not grasp, that's unfair, that's very condescending. I want you to just sit on my side, if you like, for a little bit, as the coach, as someone who is here to help change your life. When you go see a doctor and they prescribe you something to help with your ailments, how often do you say, what if I do it this way instead? Rarely happens. Now you may go back to them with that product having that pill having not worked 2 weeks later and say, it's not working, what can we do instead? And the doctor will say, well, take this and see how you get on. Heard those words before? See how you get on. Because the sad thing is, as skilled as doctors are, and they're damn sight more skilled than me in how the body works and reacts to pills and potions, it's not an exact science when we work with the body. We can't just guarantee it works there and then. So when someone says to me, what if I do it this way? I would say, well, how about we do it this way first? We try my way, because my way is shown to generally work. And the reason you've come to me is because you see I've got results, and you've spoken to someone else who's got results, or you can see how it's worked for me, or for whatever reason is you've chosen to work with me. You've chosen to pay to work with me. So why don't we try it my way first? And then if that doesn't work, we can tweak it. And that's all that happens. So whether you need to use someone like myself, a coach, a personal trainer, to help you hit your goals, or you do it yourself, you need to accept that you've got to just try it, but be consistent, and understand that if it doesn't work, if that first way doesn't work, you can make little tweaks. I would never say, right, go and eat peanuts for the next 2 weeks because that will work, and then in 2 weeks time it doesn't work, go and eat cauliflower, because they're two vastly different things. What in theory we're doing when we're testing something, say, right, go and try almond nuts first, because that will give you the result we think it's going to give you. But if not that, we may move to pecans. And the point I'm making is we're tweaking very small bits because we know the theory works, but it's how your body reacts to the theory is what we've got to tweak. So there's first client. What if? And I say, well, how about we try it, and then we try something else? Because if you're saying to me, what if we do it this way instead, that's saying you're saying, well, I actually don't believe what you're saying to me as a coach, and I'll do it my way anyway. And if you're going to do it your way anyway, great. But then why were you here in the first place? So that's the first thing to think about. So if you're ever doubting a method that you read on the internet, look, if it's Weight Watchers, you give it a go and you think, oh, I'm not sure I'll do it that way, then why do Weight Watchers? Because Weight Watchers has its critics, but Weight Watchers also works for a lot of people. And if it works for you, crack on. But if it doesn't work, how about making some tweaks to it? So that's the first client. The second client says to me, what's the fastest way to lose weight? And I say, well, in a calorie deficit, you've got to move more. You've got to eat certain foods that are good for you will make up most of your calories. And you have some which are not so good, but they'll still make up your calories, but that's okay. And then the client says to me, yeah, I know that, but that doesn't work. What do you mean it doesn't work? I know you know that, but the reason it's not working is because you're not doing it. Oh, yeah, but I tried it once and it didn't work. Okay, you tried it once, and how long did you stick with it? How long were you consistent with it? See where I'm going with this, guys? That it's all well to saying you've tried it once, it doesn't work. Did you try it for a length of period of time and scientifically track it? Did you track your results? Look, you can try something for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks or 6 weeks or 40 weeks or 50 weeks. It's only when you can give yourself a pat on the back and say, I was super consistent. I went with this as much as I could, but ultimately didn't work for me. That's when you know it doesn't work. But if you know something works and you tried it, but you weren't consistent, why would you want to find another way of doing it? So anything you've done before to help you lose weight, if it has worked for you, why are you not doing it again? And I know why you're not doing it again, because it wasn't sustainable. It was too hardcore. It was too non-lifestyle. The reason people don't keep to Weight Watchers forever, because they just get bored of think and are scared. Actually, go back one step. I would rephrase that all. The reason people don't stick to any sort of diet, and I don't care what sort of diet that is the thought of having to do it for the rest of their lives, if it isn't fitting with their lifestyle. So if someone wants to have a drink every weekend and they can't do that ever again because they need to lose weight, then they want to stick to it. They'll do it for 6 weeks or 6 months, but at some point they're going to say, sod this, I want a drink, it's not working for me, it's not how I want to live my life, and therefore I won't do it. So the reason a diet fails is because you can't see long-term how it will work, not because you can't see short-term how it will work. So you can see, guys, I've gone sort of off a tangent there because it's the same sort of point, but I just want to get over that it does work. A what if isn't a valid answer for testing something. And what's the fastest way to get to something, having already tried it, will only come back with the same answer every time. I hope that's been of some use, guys. I hope that's sort of set you on a path of reframing it. It's all about reframing and understanding how our minds react to this, because you've got to get your mind in the right place to make it work. If your mind's not in the right place, sadly it's going to fail. On that note, have a great weekend. I will still speak to you tomorrow. Have a good Friday. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy your whatever you're doing. Have a bit of time off. Relax if you want. Have a drink. I will be having a drink tonight, I should let you know, because I can. And so can you. Enjoy. I will speak to you very soon. But for now, Russ Boy, out.